Today we'll learn about recursion a little bit. What recursion is basically, according to our book's definition, recursion is calling yourself. A function calling itself again and again is a recursion. For example, a factorial, like mathematical recursion is factorial. We need to find 5 factorial. So factorial of any number is n into n minus 1 factorial. Basically, factorial of 5 would be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. What this portion is, this is doing exact same thing again and again. I'll demonstrate this. For example, 5 is equals to n factorial. Sorry, n factorial, and the formula was 5 into n into n minus 1 factorial. So here what we have n equals to 5 and 5 minus 1 factorial, which gives us 4. So we have 5 into 4 factorial. Now you can clearly see this thing. This part is again a problem which is n factorial in itself. This is again factorial of 4. A factorial of 4 would be 4 into 4 minus 1 factorial, which will again demonstrate this into a similar problem which is n factorial. So this keep goes on like n factorial, then again n factorial, n factorial, like this is calling itself again and again. So through code, what you can do, you can just define a function. You can just define a function which basically will call itself. For example, we have, let me just clear. For example, if we have a function of factorial int n, and what it does is it calls itself, like for example, before knowing this, let me just quickly tell you one more thing, which is there are 3 conditions in recursion. Like, one is base case, another is recursive case, and the final one is result, like the answer one. So base case is the smallest case, is the smallest possible case, which will repeat itself, which will keep repeating itself recursively, which will keep repeating itself recursively to give a final answer. Like in this, if we have a question like n factorial where n is 5, so in this what we have, base case would be n equals to 0, and recursive case would be n minus 1 factorial. Final would be the answer of 5 into n minus 1. I know this can be confusing. I'll just show you a code. So here's a code. I've declared int main, and just I took an input of n, like for example n is 5 here, and we have declared a fact. Uh, we have declared a fact function. Let me just change it to fact. Yeah, we just declared this whole function, and the base case is if n is equals to 1, return 1, because n factorial 0 factorial is 1. So this is the base case. This cannot be changed. So base case is n equals to 0, return 1. Now the recursive case is calling the function again and passing n minus 1 thing. Like I've just declared a variable like small fact, and what basically it's doing is n minus 1 and fact. This fact will call itself again, and in this will last time it was 5 minus 1 4, but this time it will be 4 minus 1, which is 3. Similarly, next time 3 minus 1 it will be 2, and 2 minus 1 it will be 1. So this will repeat itself and provide us with a value in a small fact. What we need to do is, now we have this portion. Let me just clear this out. The problem was 5 factorial, so which goes like 5 into 5 minus 1 factorial. I'll write the condition here. Factorial of any number is equals to n into n minus 1 factorial. So what we have done, we have declared this portion a recursive, which is 5 into 4 factorial. And if you'll just see here, this factorial thing has found the value of 4 factorial because going to 4, 3, 2 and 1 recursively. So the value would be 24 and 5 multiply. We already have 5. So 5 multiplied by 24 will be our final answer. This will be our final answer and we can return this. So I've done the same thing and 5 multiplied by the value which was provided by this recursive function, and I can return this to see out. So you can just see out input is 5 here, so the output should be 120, I guess. So I can, yeah, and was not declared in the scope. Just a second, there are some errors. Let me debug them. Yeah, so this was not cleared. Yeah, it's showing 120. Just a second. You can insert 6 here. This will show 720. So this was a short